Hey, so Art Fight is a yearly art event held in July where people in the art community will definitely know what this is, but if you don't, it is a character-based event where you submit your characters for other artists to make fan art of, and then you make fan art of other people's OCs. In this video, I wanted to make a set of 3 characters in like streetwear-inspired outfits, and I took said inspiration for said characters from 3 animals: the leaf slug, the Babarisa, and the curl-crested Akari. The curl-crested Arakari. Bird names are hard. Thumbnails now. Getting into the thumbnail phase, I really wanted to focus on shape language and general color scheme for the characters, but for like silhouettes and stuff, I wanted to get that down and ready, especially with poses. Low-key, I am bad at posing. Posing is not my strong suit. I don't know how to communicate personality through poses, and I'm sure I will learn that eventually, but right now, especially when it comes to like character pages, what am I supposed to do besides just man standing and looking up, you know? Also, this was a huge time saver. It usually takes me like up to a day to finish everything, line art, sketch, rendering, all of it, but this took it down to like at least 7 hours, at most like 12, which is fast for me. I'm usually a really slow artist. With the first one, that's supposed to be my leaf slug. I'm gonna keep mostly the same, but the other 2 are getting like drastically changed within their respective speed draws, so don't get too attached, unfortunately. Okay, so getting into my leaf slug design, I was really trying to accentuate his like roundness, his round features. The bell-bottom pants. Bell-bottom? Hello? No. His rounded pants, the general round shape of his jacket, the round hood, his head, his headphones. Headphones, not speaker. Why was I gonna... Headphones being round, things like that. And then that contrasted with the spikes of the leaf slug on his chain on his belt. I felt that was a really good contrast for the character, adding some visual interest, especially with like the asymmetry of it all. And while I do want to focus on character design, I also am a huge biology nerd. Fun fact, I'm going to college for it. And I wanted to talk about some fun facts for each of my little animals. So this is the leaf sheep. Its scientific name is... What the hell? The scientific name is Costaciella kuroshime, and it is a type of slug found in the tropical coral reefs around the East Indian and West Pacific waters. So around the Philippines, stuff like that. Oh, and like Malaysia. It's a very tropical. Not tardigrade. What is it called? Nudibranch. The horns, or serrata. That's the things I took inspiration from on its belt. His belt. On its body will help it inhale oxygen from the ocean around it, almost like gills, but like much cooler because it's a slug. And most importantly though, well, at least like why I chose this nudibranch specifically and not like anything else, is that the algae that they eat give them their green coloring and also help them be able to photosynthesize. Something that only they and like a few other animals in the world basically, or can do, really. It's really fascinating. Only like specific animals and like nudibranches. It's really just nudibranches actually. I think it's a process called, I want to say photokleptoism? I'm not the most sure. leptoplasty. There we go. Right. They're cool little guys. They're fascinating. They fascinate me. They're so cool. Guys, I love animals. Guys, I love biology. Oh, God, I'm so excited to go to college. Anywho, to talk more about the actual character design itself, I wanted to add its little pink little heart, little shaped nose kind of guy in the center of his nose. It it just makes me so happy. He's so cute. I love. God, they're so baby shaped. Yeah, this one took, I think, the longest, around, I think, 22 hours, because of how this is my like first actual experience getting into like true maximalist character. This is not even maximalist. This is like medium, but like rendered character designs. Um, I don't. I think I did pretty good. I like the line weight that I used for these. The line weight is a new experimental technique that I'm using. Experimental? No, I guess experimental for me. Experimental for Brani. Um, yeah, I wanted to like the seams on his pants and like a little bounces of the cold jacket. Those are all like things that I was trying to keep special attention to, so I was just making sure to pay attention to them. It was really fun. Coloring this was a fun time. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the other ones too, but this was definitely like the most intuitive of the processes. Oh, through this, I also wanted to learn how to stylize and like represent East Asian features a lot more, or at least like in my style. So that's why I think it took a long time as well, because I was trying to do some studies and like take an inspiration from East Asian artists, and it was a fun time. Do more studies, do studies, guys. It's fun. It's a fun time. Also, his belt took like so much time. I don't know why I lined and colored every single jump ring as if anyone's going to be zooming in, but yes, it's okay. Though I guess I will post the full PNGs on my community tab. I could do that. I will do that. But when it came to like his personality, I kind of thought about him as like this like quiet music guy. He's little clumsy boy. He's fun. But I wanted to think about like his interests and like favorite food. So I know he's like a music guy. He's I would think that he's like not insecure about his body, but he just prefers being modest. I just in general prefer drawing more modest character designs. You'll see that out of 3 character designs, only one of them is showing any type of skin, which is the Baborisa, the next animal, so we'll get to that. But yeah, in this, I imagine them to be a little friend group, and this is the guy that's like, this is the guy that will come to the friend group and just hang out with cats 100% of the time. God, he's so mecore. Yeah. Also, his hair. His hair was hard to do. His hair was hard to draw. I enjoyed it, but it was a challenge. It was a whole ordeal. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine him being like not not like stoic, but like quiet-ish, but like quietish, but people know that he likes them. Yeah. You'll see. I'll explain more about the group dynamics and the other two once we can see the other two. Also, this is kind of me exposing myself the fact that I don't know fashion, guys. I don't know fashion. I don't know. I don't. What streetwear? Why did I choose this? I do enjoy the silhouette that I gave him. This is like my first time actually thinking about character design or anything in general. So this was just like this was fun. This was so fun. I'm gonna do this again. I have to do this again, actually. I'd love to. When I was trying to color as well, I was trying to pay special attention to the balance of like rounded to hard edges or soft edges to hard edges. So like you can see the crotch of the pants, that's a hard edge, but like the leg of the pants, those are all soft edges. Where the darkest sides of the folds are, those are hard edges, but where like the Satera keychains, belt loop guys, whatever those are, whatever I guess the fashion name would be the little Satera, those are all soft edges, and then the bubbles in his jacket, those are all hard edges that are like a little bit blended out. This was a really fun exercise. I had to think a lot about his personality and the silhouette that I wanted him to have and what that meant for his personality. It was good. It was cool. I think he's like the rock of the group, the mom of the group. I think he'd be the I imagine the Arakari to be energetic. I'd imagine the Baburisa and the Arakari to be energetic, if anything. This and the leaf slug is like a lot more calm. Getting into the Baburisas, he was a challenge. The pose was difficult to get down, but I tried following my example and like what I wanted to do, but that just didn't feel like the character itself or like what I was trying to go for with the character. I also decided to shorten his hair a little bit more, whereas like the leaf slugs is messy and short. His would be like well kempt and short, just a different vibe with the hair. And his Baburisa's fun facts. Side note, I need names for these guys. Please, names. Give me name suggestions in the comments if you so desire. But for my fun facts for Baburisa, its scientific name is Babirosa babirusa. Basically almost its names again twice, which is I think is fun, but it's so fun. They're found in rainforests and forests around Sulawesi, Sula, Buru, and the Togian Isles of Indonesia. And they are swift runners as well as swimmers, often swimming in the sea to reach offshore islands. They're so fun. The tusks on their upper snout as well can often, well, first of all, they're not actually tusks, they're canine teeth that grow up out of the skin and can literally circle around and back to kill the animal, which I think, well, this is terrifying. That's terrifying. That's horrifying, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of metal, man. That's real metal. God, they're so cool. Yeah, but you know, I didn't do that research when I did my thumbnail, and so I made him European. The Baburisa is not a European boar. He is Indonesian, so I did end up darkening his skin, which you will see to better reflect the area that the animal is actually endemic to. So that's the little explanation as to why that happened, to why I decided to do that. I also decided to sharpen up the jacket that I gave him, the edges, the little collar. Wouldn't make sense if I was to actually make it, but it's sharp, they're sharp, and that's what matters. I also, with the last one, I decided to put the leaf slug's hands in his pockets. It just made the most sense, but for him, I wanted to actually have his hands out so I can practice drawing hands. Guys, hands are all so hard, and no duh, but still. I also decided to give him platforms. The men, start wearing platforms and crop tops, please. We're all asking for this. Yeah, it's really, he's the one that I decided to make, like, give the most skin showing, because it made the most sense for the animal's characteristics. Just, it feels, if this is a Gajinka of, so Gajinkas are a Japanese concept that is like animals to human characters, so like Tom from Tom and Jerry, if you made a human Sona for Tom and Jerry, that would be if you made a human Sona for Tom of Tom and Jerry, that would be Tom from Tom and Jerry's human Sona. That would be a Gajinka. Yeah. I also decided, I gave him so many piercings. I gave him piercings to mimic the Baburisa's actual horns, which I think was cool. I like them. I like them so much. I want to get a nose piercing so bad, actually. I was also trying to find the place to actually put the head of a Baburisa, because I have my little headcanon. This is my character, headcanon. The lore for this character, I think, would be that he is part of a gang, but not like a violent gang, no, I think that the other members of the gang are violent, but he is unaware of that. He was not even inducted. He just showed up one day and continued to be part of the gang. I think he's like, I modeled him after like the school ruffian kind of trope in anime. I don't watch a lot of anime, but this is definitely one of the things that I took from it. If you see it going back and forth in grayscale, that was me checking the saturation levels, which you can do by filling a layer with just black and then turning the layer blend mode to color or saturation. I don't think that there's that much of a difference, and I use that to adjust my colors to make sure everything is like visible and easy to process. I also gave him noticeably tighter fitting clothing than the last ones, because it just feels like it makes more sense for him. Baburisa are very showy and loud, so I imagine him to also be just as showy and loud. Side note, if you are going to do something digitally, and if you're going to do something on Procreate, I use Procreate, but if you're going to do something digitally on Procreate, you need to make your sketch bigger, because you cannot make your final image bigger without losing data, without losing definition on it, and that annoyed me so much, and that made me so sad, because now he's just gonna be small forever. But yeah, I gave him a little sweep to the side type of hair dealy. And this is me. Oh god. Gliding on the abs, of course. This was a fun experiment. This was also a fun experiment. Again, same thing with the line art. If you are using Procreate, I highly suggest you get the Jing Sketch Basics pack. Yeah, it's free. It's free, and it has a really good, clean sketch liner. It has cool opacity and size jitter. It's a really fun pen to use. I really want to use an actual G pen eventually, but I haven't found a good G pen for Procreate, so if anyone knows a good G pen for Procreate, please tell me. because I am in desperate need of one. This is also where I decided to struggle in rendering metal and gold, because I decided to add little metal spikes on the jacket and the little button on his pants, and of course his piercings. So that was an experience as well. And I decided, you'll see that I did decide to do a background for all of them. So I regret that. Backgrounds are hard. I regret this. I don't know what this is supposed to signify for him, but the movement felt correct, and I decided to slap a gradient on it to make him feel like he stands out in that. So for the toucan one, I'm going to start with my facts, and then I can start breaking down what I did visually, because I changed so much. You can see that right now. I hated what I did with the thumbnail, but I think this is my favorite one. This ends up being my favorite one. This is also kind of where I get to show how bad I am at understanding what exactly streetwear is, because the research I did on Pinterest, of all things, was not the most helpful at making me understand what exactly streetwear is. I just understood it as whatever makes sense. So I imagine her to be like the weirdo, not the weirdo of the group, but she definitely feels the most eccentric, if anything, with her custom boots and with her custom Talon boots and the flowy jacket. She was a fun one. She was a fun one to do. So the curl-crested aracari, the scientific name is Pteroglossus behu haranesi, and it is a type of toucan native to western Brazil, southeastern Peru, and northern Bolivia, and they are considered frugivorous, but they are actually omnivorous, considering that they will eat eggs and sometimes small birds. That being said, since they are part of the toucan family, they have relatively small wings for their body size, which means that they can only fly for short amounts of times, which is why we protect forests, as these birds can't really fly that far away from deforestation. But anywho, I decided to go with a different everything, actually. I went for a different everything. I was unsatisfied with my entire silhouettes and colors and design in general for her. So it was just entirety of a change. Entirely changed, because I was annoyed by it, but I'm happy. I'm so happy with it now. I think she's my favorite. I also made her, I feel like she, while being the oldest, while being the most eccentric, is actually also the oldest of the group, because when through that age, she just started to dress more eccentrically, because she stopped not understanding, but she stopped really paying attention to how much people's perception affects her. And I think through that, she just decided to be weird and make things. And this is, I think, one of her outfits that she would wear on a daily basis. The hair clip, of course, is the toucan's beak. I'm really happy with how I colored it. The coloring and painting for the toucan beak was very fun. Very cool, very fun. Same thing with my feathers. Those were cool. And for the hands for her, I feel were also surprisingly okay. Surprisingly good. You know, I think I'm in that process of my art where things I like are starting to look, things I make are looking good to me. So, you know what that means? My vision will, my skills and observation will increase, and suddenly I start hating everything. Yay! Which is actually quite nice. It means that I can grow as an artist. Yay! We love sometimes hating our work because it means that we're growing. I also think that to some extent, I made the feather bottom thing look more like a maple leaf. So I guess this is also Canadian representation. Woo, woo, woo. Unfortunately, I live in the US, but guys, I want to move to Colorado. It's so... Ugh, I miss winter. I'm recording this in like mid-May for reference, and it's so hot. I think yesterday it was a 100-degree day, and I decided to wear a jacket. God, it's hot. The shoes, the boots, I think one of these days, if I ever get the chance to, I'd like to make those boots. So tell me if me making them boots would be something y'all are interested in. I also decided to, so this is also, I decided to make her lean more into formal inspired clothing with the button-down shirt and the big kind of orchestra conductory jacket almost. Her metal stuff was also so fun to render. I'm getting better at rendering metal, especially like gold and silver. I'm getting better at it. It's fun. It's so fun actually. Learn to do things, guys. It's fun. Oh, I struggled with her hair for a bit as well. This is another situation where I say don't get too attached because it takes a while for me to actually understand. This is me. I literally just had to color pick from the actual toucan, so I just took a group of colors that I thought would look nice and used them because I was lazy now. At this point, this one was also the one that took me the shortest. So yeah, this is the one that I think I did the most. This is also, yeah, this is my favorite and the shortest. Those are two uncorrelated aspects of this, but it's so fun. This was a fun time. You can see that I decided to do a lot more sharp shapes. It kind of gives her this, like, not foreboding, but like threatening vibe almost. And she's almost looking like train conductory, but I was really just trying to bring out her oh yeah, by the way, if you ever are having trouble with making something look good, add you a gradient. Those feathers at the bottom weren't looking good. Added a gradient. The top wasn't feeling it. Added a gradient. Her hair, add you a gradient. Was a fun time. Love me gradients. Yeah. As for her personality, I also think that she would like... I think that she would be... She's not the mom of the group, but she's I think the group's like rock. She's very resilient. She does her own thing most of the time, but when she's part of the group, she's like there for the group. I think she's also the one who introduced the Baborisa and the Leaf Slug to each other, and now they're a little trio, little guys. cool trio of guys, and yeah. And also, just in general, I'm having trouble finding my meter, my stick into which I what? My bar of which too much is too much, too maximalism becomes too much. But right now I feel fine. So right now I feel like it's fine. So oh yeah, lemons. I feel like she'd be a sour girly. I feel like she's like a lot of sour stuff. I do enjoy how these works came out. I feel like this was really good practice for character design, especially, and I want to end up with like at least 10 to 12 original characters by the end of the summer. So please tell me other like animals to turn into characters or other things to turn into characters or like different clothing aesthetics. I really want to get better at clothing and like costume design because I'm not the best right now. Um, yeah, I do. There was a long break between my first and second upload. Um, I'll have two things in the works. Currently, while I'm recording this, it's May. I can't really say if it's gonna be May by the time that I upload it. I really hope it is, but I'm doing Mermaid, like Inktober, but with mermaids. I'm very excited for that. I'm making a cardboard sword for a friend, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Um, Thanks for watching, and stay safe. Bye bye.